Good afternoon, you guys. How is everyone? I'm gonna let y'all start getting the notifications. I'm not gonna be on long. I always say that, but I'm truly not gonna be on long this time. I just wanted to talk about a few things. I've been doing some research. I've been sitting around today, just kind of doing research all day. What's wrong, Riley? And I wanted to talk about a few things. I'm gonna let people start getting the notifications. Maybe I should reword it. I think I reworded. Don't allow Black history to be suppressed. That's what I reworded and say, hey, Teresa. Teresa, I still got to send you a video of them. As a matter of fact, I believe Black Barbie. I'm going to upload a video. Y'all, they're getting so big. And Ranger, who I guess they would consider the runts. I mean, he starts he I don't know, he shaky, but he fights. Like he fights. Then when you pick him up and stuff, he starts shaking and all of that, like he's scared. But then I see him over there starting fights and stuff. Um, let's see, Teresa, Yolanda, Diane, True Aquarius, Dub, JJ. Um, I guess I'll change it to don't allow Black history to be suppressed. And I was going to do a video, and then I was like, I don't want to do a video and then upload it and all of that. I was doing research today, and it's some more stuff I want to get into. I ended up going on ahead and um I'm gonna start coming on down, and I told y'all it was some things I wanted to do in Alabama. I already come on in muscle shows. Um I think I'm gonna pick up Birmingham again, but I just requested Huntsville, and it's because I want to promote some stuff that I got going on in Alabama. Because I look at the housing market and stuff down there. I was like, I think I could just have me like a vacation house or something in Alabama. But I'm talking about going like towards like closer to Pensacola, like around Orange Beach or Gulf Shores. I loved it. It's very few places that I go to that I really love like that, to the point there that I just have to go back. Or but I see that around that area a lot of people are retiring and they're building, and I like stuff like that. And so they put a lot of money into that city. So those cities around that area. But I wanted to talk about, I was looking at I always look at, and I'm gonna make this short because I know y'all got things to do. I got my food on and stuff, and then I gotta run over to the bonding company and be over there for a few hours to deal with some stuff. But I I was looking at, I was reading about, I was looking at some stuff, and then I started looking at like some African American history. And hey, so witty, as it relates to like Sojourner Truth, and y'all know I just have this complete obsession and fascination with hey Nicole, with a lot of the African American women in our history, especially Harriet Tubman, right? Harriet Tubman, I'm going to go and visit her museum. She has a museum. The house that she actually lived in, okay, is now a museum. And they don't let you see everything. They don't really let you take your phones in. And I'm kind of glad, because I was like, that's something that I want to do. Because I initially had told my aunt, my dad's sister, that because that's one of the last things my dad and I talked about. We was, he was like, when he got better, we were gonna all take a trip to New York to go and visit the museum. And because he liked to look at different museums to know what direction to go in as it relates to the museum that he had bought. And so that was one of the, so I'm still on, I'm back on that mission now. And I thought about it, I was like, with what we're doing as far as the contracts and stuff, that we're that we got some things going on as it relates to the youth and young adults. There have been you got some of these young adults and stuff. They've never even been outside of Memphis. Okay, the Memphis area, the Mississippi area. And I was like, that would be like a good trip. I'm talking about the ones that know how to act right. To take them on, it's very fascinating to me that, as I always say, that she had written two books, and she wrote those two books to save her property. They actually gave her the property, and but she only got like $5 a month. She got like $5 a month to live off of. And what she did was she used her property as like a hospital. Her husband and her nephews actually had built another house on her land, and a lot of the older people that had been slaves and that was sick, bodies and stuff was worn down. She kind of took care of them in that house. And I was reading some more stuff too. It was said that she possibly, I was just reading this the other day, that she possibly had a child, and but she kept that a secret, right? They were saying that when she went back, one of her last missions, when she went back and got a child, and they said it was a fair skinned child that she said was one of her nieces, or no, one of not one of her nieces, but was something. I have to go back and read it. But they said that the child looked more like Harriet, right? And they think that maybe she was violated, and the child was hidden out for a while, right? But anyways, they said when they asked about the child that had lived with them, that was living with them, she had a lot of different stories about that. So I tend to believe that, when she was running away and stuff, I know that she was traumatized and had gone through a lot. But I don't know. I believe that all of the slaves had were violated sexually, to include the men. A lot of what I had been reading about, and I'm not bringing this up um, to try to to cause any hate or anything like that. I just think that it is important that we don't forget, because sometimes, when you can revert back to where you came from, it makes you look at where you are now and want to take advantage of opportunities, right? I know there are a lot of things that are still the same. It's just hidden. But if you don't look back on where you come from, because we see how a lot of our community is killing each other. It's more black on black crime, right? And but if you start looking back on, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors and all of that. I think it will cause our community to unite more, right? And so that's the reasons why I think that's one of the reasons why it's just so fascinating to me to read her books that was written in her own words, and to see that she still has her house, her property is still there, that is now a museum, right? um but when it was talking about, Harriet may have been violated and they believe that she had a child, that's possible, because that happened with a lot of the women that were slaves, right? And the men too. I was reading about when they treated them like it was so harsh when they tried to escape, and they were caught. Like, they would tie some of the men to, or they didn't even have to tie them to have to escape. They just wanted to put fear in the other slaves, right? How they would tie them to horses, and then each arm to a horse and each leg to a horse, four ways, and then have the horses to go in different ways, and rip the body apart, right? And so, like I said, and that would put fear in the women, that would put fear in the children. This is how they was able to maintain fear. I remember like reading in the book Harriet Tubman's, in her own words, because like I said, she had to write two books. She couldn't read, All right. So there was another lady that actually translated it exactly how she said it with broken English and everything, right? And she was saying that there was a stud on the plantation and he had did everything that the master said and all of that. And one day he was sitting there eating and the master stopped and told him to strip naked, right? And before that, that particular stud, because he was a stud, and I think everybody knows what a stud is, where they would have them to mate with the women so that they could have healthy stuff. I guess y'all know, have them to mate with different women so that they could have babies, and they wanted them to be of a certain type of physique and all of that. And this particular stud, they put a lot of stock in. And he was sitting in front of their plantation house and eating, according to Harriet Tubman and her own words. And this stud had been treated better than any other slave, although he was treated bad. And so she said that in her words that um, the master of the plantation had stopped one day and told him to strip naked. And he said, "What did I do? I've done everything that you asked me to do. He couldn't understand why he made him strip naked and beat him and gave him lashes in front of everybody." And she said that the master had said to him he wanted to exert fear in the other slaves, and he wanted him to understand that although they put a lot of stock in him because he was one of those big studs, that they use to produce, I guess, stocky babies. They wanted him to know, to never get out of his place, that he was still a slave or whatever. And so, hey, there are a lot of there are a lot of people, a lot of our ancestors that come from back in that day that have stories. Like you start to, if you do research on YouTube, and I love to do it, you start to find audio of slaves that once they were let go, they had people to go and interview them, and they talked about what they went through when they was on the plantation, right? And so if we continuously, not think about it to get mad, but use it to motivate us, we think about what our ancestors went through, how they were able to survive. I was reading about the Black Wall Street, that the Black Wall Street with black millionaires, rich, wealthy black people, that was in 1920. And the reasons that they were able to have a Black Wall Street in 1920, and we know it was crazy back in 1920, that was like almost post-slavery, right? um it's because of the togetherness of black people being united. They had to patronize each other. They had to stick together. They couldn't go into the white stores. They couldn't do any of that. So if you had a homemaker that she knew how to sew clothes, she knew how to make clothes and sell them. They were able to, right, stick together and become wealthy. Well, I think about everything that's going on now, and I think it's been a lot of trickery. Anyways, as I always say, our community. My dad used to always say, rich people get rich off of what poor people don't know. Okay. You think about how they've done our community and the games and the mindset of a lot of the people in our community. And I remember it was just probably in my 20s or something like that. Even though they taught us about Dr. King in school, they make you believe really that Dr. King, the last thing that he did was the "I have a dream" speech. They have you thinking that maybe he died somewhere around 63 or something like that, when he actually was assassinated, I believe, in 68. And they don't want you to know that Dr. King didn't die because he had a dream. Dr. King had died because he woke up, right? And he started to realize, he said that I have, taken my people into a burning house. And I'm not saying that integration was bad. I would never in my life say that. I'm just saying that he started to realize the mindset of a lot of the racist people, and everybody is not racist. Okay, I don't want, because I know I have people of different races on here. Everyone is not racist. Everybody was not born like that, but definitely dealing with that back in that time. I'm sure Dr. King, hey, they wanted equality, and they deserved equality, right? Because African Americans were spending their money and having to get on the back of the bus and all of that. But he realized that they went into back rooms and decided, you know what, we'll let them come and use the same restrooms. We'll let them walk into our restaurants and sit at any table that they want to, because if we don't, then they'll start doing it with each other, and then there'll be black enterprise, there'll be black wealth, there may be another Black Wall Street, right? We'll still have the same mindset. We'll still do whatever is necessary to throw up stumbling blocks, but we'll smile and make it seem like that we're all the same, in which we are all the same. But they still had a different mindset, right? And I think that Dr. King realized that. But they don't want you to know that he actually was assassinated, because he had woken up, right? And he was getting ready to do another, I believe it was, I forget the name of the march. It wasn't the People's March, because that was the first one. But he was going back to Washington to demand that they gave African Americans reparations, because there are other cultures, other races in the United States that were, whatever their atrocities happened at, it wasn't even in the United States, and they are getting reparations from the United States. But as Dr. King said, they had told the Black people to pull yourself up off of, by your bootstraps, right? When our ancestors worked day and night, beat, raped, all of that, and got nothing, which is why you see so many other communities, right, able to enjoy what they have off of the backs of African Americans. That's why when I hear people say, well, it's funny to me, especially when you know your history, when you hear other races talk about Black people being lazy, when Black people were stolen and beat and raped and worked tirelessly, right, for nothing. And I remember I was looking at something, and a white guy, a racist white guy, was talking about, yeah, but it's just like the slaves. They waited for the white man to feed them. They fed them, they clothed them. Okay, they clothed them with what they didn't want anymore. The clothes had holes in them, and they gave them basically slop, right? This is how sick some people are. But I think it is important that we don't allow anyone to suppress our history, because it's bad enough that they only give you a small portion of it when you're in school, right? And oftentimes it's not even right? Because as I said, when I was in school, hell, I left thinking that Dr. King died after he did the I Have a Dream speech, right? But he actually didn't. He actually lived a few years after that, woke up and was going back to demand some stuff, and then he was assassinated. That's actually why he was assassinated, right? Um, right. A lot of racism is taught by parents. I absolutely agree. Um, Yolanda says they do us so wrong, and we are here killing. Right. Our ancestors was definitely done wrong. I think about, because I grew up in the 80s, and I remember the 80s. Like, I was born at the end of the 70s, so I don't remember nothing about the 70s. And so I was asking one of my ex-boyfriends one time, I was like, what was it like in the 70s? I was like, do you remember the 70s? Like, yeah. He was born like around 72. He was like, yeah, I remember the 70s. He was a little boy. He was like, it was a lot different. He was explaining to me how it was in the 70s. And I look at a lot of documentaries that they have on YouTube, where they went and they did like documentaries. They went into like the ghettos and started interviewing some of the people in the ghettos. I guess they was thinking about doing projects and stuff even then. And I listened to, even though a lot of the African Americans may have been living in the projects and stuff, the dictation was different. The way that they pronounced their words was proper, and all of that. Like, they really like just done a number on us, right? And I think oftentimes like we like passively allow stuff to happen. Like I don't be wanting to, what's the word I'm looking for? um I don't be trying to come down hard on anybody when I say why are we passively allowing this. I'm talking about myself too. When I say, we just kind of passively allow stuff to happen as far as like the school systems and things of that nature. I think it's very disheartening to me how Black people can get into office, right? Because you think about Memphis is 76% Black, and now the county is majority African American, and you have majority Black politicians, and it is Black politicians that get into office and start selling out the African American community, right? And so when I say, I know people think, well, she hard, she tried to say she saved and all of that. When I say there has to be some repercussions, when we put with anybody in office, especially somebody that comes from out of our community that shares some of the same ancestors, went through the same thing that our ancestors went through, has seen their mothers and fathers or grandmothers or somebody struggle. Okay, at some point, seen the struggle in their community, whether they was directly involved in it or not, and they get their Black asses in office and go and sell out for a damn nickel. Yes, there has to be some repercussions to deter it. You don't see it happening in other communities because there is some repercussions. They quietly handle any politician that thinks that they're going to get sell out their race. They do. They quietly handle them. You don't see them no more. And I don't give a damn what they do with them. Whatever they do to them, it's about right to me. But our community is the only community where there's no repercussions. Everybody sells out the Black community, to include I think the Black people should be handled worse because this is their very own community that they taking dimes and nickels, and they don't take, but they ain't even giving them a lot of money. They take dimes and nickels, right, to continuously sell out our community, help suppress our history. I was looking at A&E, and I like to read about Sojourner Truth. And just right before I got on, I was like, dog, I wish, and I know it was like, she was like in the 1800s. I was like, I wish I could. I don't even know if they had picture cameras back then. Somebody tell me when the picture camera was made, okay? I should know. But I was like, dog, is there an authentic picture? Because there is of Harriet Tubman. But I was like, is there like an authentic picture of Sojourner Truth? Okay, because I love reading, hearing about her story too. And I was looking at A&E one day, and they had a Black woman just as chocolate as I am, okay, sitting up there and talking about Sojourner Truth. And she was like, we don't know if it was one of those old myths, how the slaves back then, they had such an imagination because they kind of like wanted this hero that could come and rescue them. So they told all these stories, or maybe she really did exist. We don't know. And I'm like, they got this damn cuckabug head ass woman and put her on A&E, a channel like A&E, to try and diminish our what the heroes in our community. They gonna get a Negro. And she sat there and did that, or maybe it was, but we have no idea of knowing. Back then the slaves just kind of, because they was oppressed, they kind of exchanged these stories and kind of thought up these heroes that could rescue them. And I was like, wow, wow. Greyface says, speaking of selling out the community, Miss T, did you see my email? Steve Mulroy received campaign donations from Rock Nation before being elected. No. Oh my God. I'm going in. You already know I'm going to do a video on that. And I'm going to go in. And we wonder why the trial hasn't started yet. That's why Mia is mad. No, I did not. I'm glad you sent me that. I'm sure some vlogger probably gonna see this and they're gonna go do one first, but it don't even really matter. Good. We all could talk about it, okay? Thank you, Greyface, for that. I'm gonna do a video on that when I finish with this, and I'm going in. Okay, this don't make no darn sense. I'm gonna tell y'all something about Steve Mulroy is another one. Let me tell y'all what he did. That's why I say we got to do better. Now, I thought Steve Mulroy would be okay. There was another lady I was working in her campaign. Her name was Linda Harris. She was a U.S. attorney. She was the United States attorney. And I told y'all the day that Dolph was had gotten assassinated, I called her and I was going to ask her something, and she was just boohooing and crying, and she was like, "I know you called to tell me about young Dolph." I was like, "No, I was calling to talk to you about something." She said, I mean, you could barely she was hyperventilating, right? So it was a lot of people that cared about Dolph, okay. And so, anyway, Steve Mulroy had given her money to her campaign, said that he had wanted to support her. Then he and his wife turned around and backstabbed her for some reason. They backstabbed her, and he told her, I'm not going to get in the race. I'm going to support you. Somebody, I think about it now, especially now since you said that, somebody gave Steve Mulroy some money, and she called me. She said, "You wouldn't believe what happened." I said, "What?" She said, "Do you know that Mulroy has gotten in the race?" Now, he said that he would not get in the race. These were his words to her verbatim. Hey, rest in peace, young Dolph. He was not going to get in the race. He didn't think he would be elected because even though he has a law license, he has never tried a case. He has never he's never been practiced as a lawyer. He came straight out of law school, and he has taught law his whole time. Okay, he's passed the Tennessee bar, so he is a lawyer. He just never tried a damn case, never worked in a law firm, always been a law professor. Okay, that's it. So it was a lot of people saying that they felt like that would be an issue, and he was like, "Oh no, first of all, he backstabbed Linda. That wasn't right. Okay, he backstabbed the black woman. He gave her money to a campaign and all that, buttered her up, and then turned around and backstabbed her. Went and did a press conference just from out of nowhere, and then turned around and said they felt like Linda would be too weak, and he was like, crime is bad in Shelby County. I wish I could find that. Everybody, she was just kind of floored. She couldn't believe it, But anyways, folks started saying, well, Wyrick got to go. Amy has to go because they feel like Amy is too hard on the criminals. Okay. Amy and them said Steve Mulroy knows nothing about trying a case or anything. I found out recently, and one of my friends just told me this the other day that worked there. I found out recently you've had the reason cases and stuff are backed up more than they should be, even though COVID has them backed up, is because Steve Mulroy, just about all his damn prosecutors done quit. Because what he want to do is he wants to go through everything with a fine tooth comb. Now it's adding up, okay? And go and reverse everything, let all the damn criminals out. And then he had a nerve to sit up and say, well, when he's letting all these criminals go that's committing all these heinous crimes. Well, I thought that's what black people wanted. They said they wanted me in. I don't understand black people. Don't get Lord stop me because I almost cussed him out. Okay. And so now things are out of control. So he basically got into office to come down hard on the police because they say the investigators go up there, they might have. And when I tell y'all that's why I'm glad Chief Davis had said in a press conference one time, she says, when she said the you will be federally prosecuted, which means if you do the crime, you're gonna do the time. The federal stuff don't go before Mulroy. Okay, the juveniles don't either, not unless they're tried as an adult. But Mulroy is something else. But that's all right. That's the reason why when it started getting closer to the rich people's neighborhoods, what they did was they started calling that senator. And they told him, you will not be reelected if you don't do something. And he started threatening Mulroy because he's an elected official. It's hard to the people, once you elect them, we stuck with them, right? But if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, one of those that senator up there can start the process of trying to get him put out of there. And I think they said he started to act right because his prosecutors that was quitting was calling, and a lot of them started going and working for defense firms that had been there for years and years because of the practices of this crazy ass man that ain't never tried a damn case. The only thing, the only hope there is at this point, I know a lot of people say that they don't like the white guy. What's his name, y'all? The prosecutor. Y'all help me out because my brain be going everywhere. What's the prosecutor's name that's on the Young Dogs case? Oh Lord have mercy, I can't think of it. Y'all help me. It just completely slipped my mind. The white guy, the white prosecutor, the assistant DA. Anyways, I'll think of it in a minute. The only that somebody was telling me, Hagerman, right? They said that, excuse me, they said Hagerman can be a dickhead, but he at this point he's the only hope. Him and the federal government, okay, the feds being on, whatever they got going on with that, and that's the only thing that's keeping that case afloat, as it relates to Young Dolph, keeping it going, right? And one thing about it, with the FBI being on it and been on it ain't a damn thing they could do because it don't go before him, period. The federal prosecutor, the state prosecutors don't necessarily know what the federal prosecutors have going on because it's gonna go before federal judges. They have federal prosecutors. That's the reasons why some of the questions that you ask Hagerman, he might go, I don't know, because a lot of what's going on in that damn case. That's the reason why I said it's going, it ain't gonna go before him until later on, because some of these folks, whether people want to believe it or not, their ass is gonna be standing in federal court up under a RICO. That's that. Okay, it won't even go before him. But yeah, Mulroy, he needs to go ahead. They need to go ahead and reverse that. And that's another thing, let's talk about that. With people like Mulroy sitting up talking about, I thought blacks, I don't understand what black people want. I thought that's what they wanted. All of the injustices that has happened to the black. Let me tell you something. Any black man that commits a heinous crime ought to have his ass up under the jail. I wouldn't give a damn what his race is. Okay, so we got to come away from that. Who wants a damn hardcore criminal out on the street, especially when they sitting up talking about rehabilitation? If you take out somebody's family member, damn rehabilitation. I don't want to hear nothing about rehabilitation. All I want to know is when is the court date? When is he going to be convicted? I want some justice. I don't care nothing about him rehabilitating his life. My loved one can't rehabilitate his life. And so what they have to do is put stock into those persons that are not committing heinous crimes and that can and want to turn their lives around. He got the issues confused, okay? And we letting them confuse it because crime pays. They want the heinous killers back out. Hell, to kill out, if the heinous people are the people that's committing these heinous crimes are let back out into these black neighborhoods, they're able to take out everybody. Okay, leave them out there so they can kill each other. Put the ones that are productive and over sentence them and put them in jail and sell them to the private prisons, because we already know that their mothers and fathers, if they know it's an injustice, they're going to pay for commissary. They got some people that truly care about them, so they're going to be consistently paying for telephone, commissary, lawyers, and all of that, putting thousands and thousands of dollars back into the justice system. They went and they graduated school, so we can send them to work for some of these private companies for a damn dime a day, and the private prisons make all the money. It's a damn travesty of justice, and Steve Mulroy is involved in it. Okay, Anyways, I digress. Um, anyways, so anyways, what I was saying was don't allow them to um don't allow our history to be suppressed. I mean, with all of the things that our ancestors have gone through, as I always say, go back and look at some of the video and stuff of like Watt stacks. I'm not gonna. I just want to pull this up. You can go on Amazon Prime, okay, and look at this and look at the whole thing of like when a whole lot of black people, and I'm sure a lot of y'all have already seen it, when a whole lot of black people they were together. I love looking at that, like when people were able to get along, where they was black and they was proud. That was in 1972. It seems like the era, well, the era was different, but you could tell the energy was different, you know. Hold on, I can't play it. Rufus Thomas looked like a damn fool with that pink on. But you see how all of those black people are at Watts Stacks, right? And that was in Watts where they had that concert. And they were getting along. They was with their family. They was happy and all of that good. It's ridiculous. I love looking. That's Watts Stacks, y'all. Go look at the whole documentary. And I promise you, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna love it. I love it. As a matter of fact, I bought it. Um, hold on. Hold on. And I'm not saying that there wasn't crime and stuff. Of course there was crime. But it was just different. Let me see something. Hey, Cypress. Hold on one second. I think they're out in Harlem. With New York, they just got that Yankees accent for real. Let me see.
22 years you've been using? Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 35 now.
Where you getting your junk now?
I get it anywhere I can, uptown, downtown, you know, or I even go to Jersey sometime.
He got a speech impediment. Not him. Oh Lord have mercy. Now that was in 1975. He said he had been using heroin for 22 years. Good God Almighty. Ooh, I wasn't even born. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I think this is what I was looking at the other day. Y'all, y'all, this is a good documentary right here that they did like in 1970 through 1977, talking about welfare mothers. Like this stuff right here had been they that this was a plan that they had put in motion probably when people started to become liberated African American people, like back in the 60s, talking about welfare, um doing whatever was necessary to separate a two-parent home, because they understand that, you know, you're stronger um with two people stronger, you know, two-parent homes. You're more than likely will raise oftentimes um your children are raised up better. Now, I'm not saying, because I'm a single mother, I've never been married or anything like that. There are a lot of great men that have come from single parent homes. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't happen, because it happens all of the time. But what I'm saying, looking at stuff like this is something that was engineered. Um, they had set this into motion right after some things happened in the 60s. So I see they started in the 70s with Trump in 1970 with this stuff.
Administers the public welfare system here and has set the maximum payment for a family of 5 or more at $254 a month.
So a family of 5 or more was $255 a month. Now back then, $255 stretched further, but even still, a family of 5, $255 a month ain't a damn thing. And I think that was in California. And you know the price of living was higher up there, but I wanted y'all to see this.
Mrs. Beatrice Anderson is on public assistance, aid to dependent the assistance that you receive and how you manage on it and so forth.
Don't give me no bills.
There you are.
A consumer study.
Another thing too, y'all, that I was looking at was they were saying that also the plan was as it relates to our health. I was looking at a documentary that when they was giving out food stamps, even like back then, if you notice, when you saw people that was even thick back then, they didn't have bellies and stuff. They didn't have stomachs. And so, the physique was just different. They were saying that another strategy of theirs was to promote certain foods. And after a while, you started seeing how Americans, started having guts hanging all the way down to their knees and stuff. It started messing with your health and all of that. A lot of this stuff, we've been used as guinea pigs on as it relates to a whole lot of things, and we just our people just didn't know it. And when folks say, well, the black people was on welfare, you talking about back in the 70s and stuff. If you go back and look at some of those documentaries of those people that had been slaves, where they got audio of them like back in the 30s talking about what had happened. They said that when they abolished slavery, she said they just let us go like cattle, and they didn't even tell them until months afterwards, that slavery had been abolished. They still made them work. They didn't know any difference. And so the slave that I was listening to said, she said, me and mama, we just took out, they just let us go like cattle. Were you talking about the 70s? Like there was never like any counseling. There was nothing. So a lot of what we saw in the 70s and all of that, they still really wasn't free in the 50s and 60s and all of that. So going over into the 70s, there had to be some help, right? But they decided to demonize that. Okay, we'll give them a little bit more help, but we got to remove the black man from the household. They can't have a black man in the household, right? So then come the 80s, I guess whatever experiment that they wanted to do in the 70s, maybe it didn't go the way they wanted it to go. So then came the 80s, they bring in crack cocaine. The Reagan's administration bring in crack cocaine. And I guess they said this right here is going to completely destroy the black families. But the thing about it is you saw a lot of people, when you listen to Young Dolph say I was a crack baby, you had grandmothers and stuff who was able to take up the slack when the mother and the father got strung up. They completely tore up the household. It wasn't just the black man, that they was making leave. I give you food stamps in the 70s, but you can't have a man around, okay? So in the 80s, we'll bring in crack cocaine and all of that. And we'll bring in crack cocaine and all of that, and that'll remove the woman and the man because they'll be too strung out. But a lot of kids were able to have a pretty good, decent upbringing because they had an old-fashioned grandmother that was able to take up the slack. Now, whatever it is that they're putting into the atmosphere, because like back in 2001, 2000, you started seeing people that had been on crack. They started to rehabilitate, right? People on crack didn't even act as crazy as these damn fools act now on whatever it is that they're on. So now whatever they've put out into our neighborhoods is so bad that people are it's messing them up bad. Like it's not it's not able you cannot really rehabilitate. And if they do get off of them, they constantly jerking. They can't even sit still from jerking. So it's really bad. And that's why I say that we can't afford to have codependent personalities as it relates to drugs, getting on drugs, hey, I don't make fun of people on drugs because I don't ever know what people have gone through. I know some people have gone through some things that they have to stay high to keep from thinking about it in their childhood. There have been some heinous stuff to go on. But I can't understand how somebody gets to be in their damn 40s and 50s and then sit up and talk about they sprung now after never doing drugs because I had got depressed. I had just wanted to try fentanyl. You a damn fool. That's what you are. You a damn fool. You gonna wait till your ass get old and go get strung out on something? When you came from the Just Say No era, you saw what any type of narcotic did. So yes, I'm hard on those ones. Okay. $250 per month, huh? Their plan was mildly successful. Some fortunate folks see $250 in a few hours now. We can make it. Just gotta change right. We gotta change our mindsets. And I've said this. I've said it since from day one. I've said it on my TV show, and I've been saying it since I came back. Until there is some reconciliation between the Black man and the Black woman, it ain't nowhere in the world that we're going to be able to clean up what is going on with the younger generation. It's got to be some reconciliation. Black men and Black women don't really trust each other. And I hate to say it, it's almost like a lot of Black men and women just hate each other. Anytime you feel a certain way about a gender, but you go, I only mess with them because, they got a vagina, but everything else that comes out of your mouth is foul. And a lot of men don't even want the women no more for their vagina because they just go deal with a man. Lord, don't get me started. 80s and 90s had function. Right. I miss the 80s so much. The 80s, I love the 80s. Like growing up in the 80s, it was just so different. Right. There has to be some reconciliation. Yeah, y'all like, share, and subscribe. But don't allow our history to be suppressed. Go back and look at it, the good and the bad. Not to be emotionally unstable. Ooh, I don't like going looking at that because it just make me mad. No, control your damn self and go and see how strong your ancestors were. They made it through all of that. You sitting up talking about you can't make it through a damn breakup. You can't stand your boss saying, my boss looked at me funny. I just ain't gonna be able to do it. Your ancestors came through way worse. If nothing, go look at that. We stand on the shoulders of soldiers like that. They were straight up soldiers. Because I can't work out in no plantation being beat and raped and all of that. I don't even think I could handle it. Okay. But they came through all of that. They came through all of that, raised their children. They came through all of it. Unfortunately, a lot of people think others want them for materialistic or monetary items, which some do not even. You sure right, Ashley. I was reading that the other day. I don't mean no harm. I was reading that the other day, and I was like, that is so true. I was reading, somebody posted that a lot of men feel like women want to use them for money that they ain't even got. And I guess vice versa, because listen, I know I don't have a whole lot, but I get very guarded about stuff because I go, dog, I think I have this, I have to watch myself too, because I go, dog, it's a lot of men, things have reversed, and I don't see a lot of men anymore. Like I saw, like my dad, and even some of that's why I see these folks be giving these street dudes a bad rep. A lot of these street dudes understand what providing and protecting is. Okay, but I don't know what's going on now, but you see some men, I go, dog, it's like the roles have changed and men are wanting women to give them money and women don't have an issue with it. Yeah, I'ma hold him down. I would frown up a baby. I need some gas money. Baby, can you sign for me a car? Baby, can you pay my rent? Baby, can you let me hold $20? I told y'all I was talking. I just started talking to this guy, and I mean just started talking to him. And I thought he would be cool because I'm always busy. And I don't know if he was trying to try me or what, but he took, man, can you loan me $20? And I actually thought the nigga was playing. He asked me again. I cashed out him $20, but you know what I did? Because I was like, dog, if I be stopping when I see people outside, selling water bottles. I see some of the kids. I see some of the folks with signs up. I be rolling my window down, giving them some money. I mean, I guess he just like any other Negro, I guess. But you know what I did after I cashed out him that? Because he started, I blocked him. What I need with him, he already a problem. I mean, to me, that was just disgusting. But I figured if he asked me for $20, he must really need it. Good God Almighty. And so he reached out to me on social media. What did I do? I blocked him on social media. I don't want to talk. I ain't got to tell him what he did. I don't want to talk to you, period. You disgusted me. But I sent it to him. I hope it helped him. But I can't, I have other things going on in my life. I can't be dealing with no mess like that. Oh, Lord. Hello. Okay. Oh, okay. I saw it. I don't know. I might. Anyways, what Juju doing? I'm at home. I'm gonna call you back. Why? Are you coming to pick up her snacks that I bought for her? When? I'll talk to you later. Bye. My daughter gets on my nerves so bad. That's the oldest one. Y'all know she gets on my nerves. I've been having my grandbaby some snacks now for a couple weeks, and she about to piss me off. She had not. I bought her a big bag full of stuff so she can take her juice to the daycare every day. I got her some puffs, some apple puffs. I got her a lot of good stuff. Okay, and my daughter, she's gonna make me upset. She have to have goodies in her lunch bag. Once no-fault divorces were allowed in the 70s, many men don't want to be a stepfather at all. I'm gonna say this, and as it relates to being a stepfather, I don't. Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. Hello. No, I'm on my I'm on my podcast. What's going on? What? Anything wrong? Oh, okay. All right. I'll call you back. That's because some people can't afford divorce. People stayed married because they had no choice due to finances and other limitations. It's the same thing is going on now. Yeah, they're trying to erase our greatness. So if we don't go back and if we don't have anything to reference, if they can just black out all the greatness that happened way back when, even when they was being suppressed, If they can black all of that out, y'all, then there's no reference, right? You can't go back and say, "Oh, mathematics was." I think I told y'all, because it still blow my mind to this darn day, that when we was in high school, I always had issues. I was really good with timetables, better with timetables than addition and subtracting. I mean, even though I know that's easy, right? And I know how to do it, but I always loved my timetables, okay? But then when it came to like algebra, pre-cal and stuff, my dad had to hire me tutors, right? And so I used to wonder, dog, you have the boys who never come into the to math period, never come in, never there. But when they come in on testing day, they making like 90s and 85s and 98s and all of that. I'm like, how these damn nappy head boys making these good grades, and all they do is cut class and get high. But they come in on testing day and take the test and ace it, and I'm struggling in pre-cal and algebra. And then it wasn't until later on in life that I found out that mathematics was created over in Africa. And I was like, wow, it's just in our DNA. Because I used to try to figure out, why in the hell am I so good in timetables? But I be counting on my fingers in addition and subtracting. But it's just in our DNA. Like they don't want us to remember. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the everyday white person. I'm talking about there's a system, you all, that works against black people and middle class, because it ain't they when they put Biden in office, he did exactly what they wanted him to do. The middle class does not exist anymore. He has completely almost wiped out the middle class. I'm so darn tired of my kids. I don't know what to do. I guess because I told my daughter I was on my podcast, she want to ring the phone off of the hook. I told y'all I can't stand that girl. And Tico says, man, they are trying to erase our greatness. It says, Ashley, that's true too. But that minus abuse made folks work it out. Now women stop talking to a dude if he don't text her back fast enough. It's a control issue, and it is a what's the word that I'm looking for? Listen, dialogue, you hitting some points. I was thinking about that stuff today. Like, I think people should get a diary. I had a free day today. I've been writing in my diary, and I started thinking about everything that, as it relates to me in relationships, it has not always been the guy, because I've been a damn fool too, because I'm very untrusting. I remember one of my friends told me she has a transitional house. And she said to me one time, sis, you're not gonna be mad at me if I tell you this, right? Because you seem to your little feelings seem to be get hurt real easily. And that's another thing I have to work on. I cuss people out because my feelings are easy to hurt. Okay. And so I said, no, you could tell me. She said, sis, you're a runner. I said, what do you mean? She said, you mess up relationships because as soon as something does not look right, it don't even have to be that. But if it poses a threat to hurting you, you run. You don't give nobody a chance. You run. And I think about that because I think about how black people are going, oh, he didn't get ready to play me. Okay, it took him 2 hours to call me back. Okay, I know what's going on. He already he think he gonna play with me. That's all right. I'm blocking him. I'm not gonna even talk to him no more. He got something going on. And sometimes it's not even that. And vice versa with guys, because I've had guys to do me like that. You know, I was talking to a guy one time, and we had gone somewhere together, and I said, when we got ready to go, I said bye, to one of his friends. I was like, goodbye, nice meeting you. And he had a fit. He was like, you don't communicate with him like that. And then one time I was out with one of my exes, and some police officers walked into a restaurant. We were out eating, and I knew the police officers. I was like, oh my God, I know them. Hey, because I had worked with them. And he had a damn fit. He was like, we out eating, you going to speak to them? I didn't think anything was wrong with it, but I got to thinking about, wait a minute, what if it had been me? Because I'm real jealous. Like, there has to be some reconciliation. It has to be some resolve as it relates to some stuff. in our community, because I think men and women in our community kind of jacked up. Kind of sort of jacked up. You can come back on if she keep calling. my daughter don't want nothing. I just spoke with her 2 times and she calling me again just to worry me. That's what she doing. She didn't want nothing before. What she doing? Nothing at all. Because if I answer the phone, oh mama, I forgot to tell you this. Can I come over there and wash? Now, the last time I could let her come here to wash, because their washing machine wasn't working. Broke divas, I tell you. And she pissed me off, y'all. I had my washing powder and stuff stocked up in my washroom. And she opened up one box of washing powder when I already had a box open. And she opened up another one because, I had a box of Gain open. And she said Tide is her favorite washing powder. And she opened up a brand new damn box of washing powder because she talking about she liked to wash with Tide and ain't got a damn dime. Okay. That pissed me off so bad to have 2 boxes of washing powder open because she talking about she liked Tide and it's not hers. And let's keep it real. This spin the block shit has an expiration date. Life shows you that many times you only get one great man or woman. That's true. I don't think I would ever want to spin the block with any of my exes. I don't. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like, I had really just kind of taken a year off from dating. That's where the celibacy and stuff came in. I just really just started honestly thinking about, because I was like, well, I ain't gonna date no more. I ain't gonna do nothing until I get married. But maybe maybe I don't know about that. I think I've healed because I've been thinking about some more stuff. I've been thinking about dating, getting out, doing some more stuff. I've been thinking lately. But before that, I wasn't. I think I was in a bad place with that. Caprio says, I was always told you'll meet 3 great women in your lifetime. If you blow all 3, you get what you deserve. That's right. That may be true. I don't know. I think people have to have a better spirit of discernment, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. What men have to do is they have to be very careful as it relates to these sneaky Stevens. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm getting ready to put men up on some game. What women do. What some women will do is, you could have a good woman and you have issues. You mess over that woman. You start talking to another woman, she's going to watch the woman that you are with. The woman that you with, you may be having issues with her, but she got a lot of great qualities that you love. She's going to watch her. She ain't gonna even let you know that she that's the first thing she's gonna do, is figure out who she is and watch her on social media. She's going to become her and then become and blow your mind in bed. Okay, that's what we call sneaky Stevens. And he'll be going, she got the same qualities as her. Is the sex is better. She just like a damn porn star. And this and that. And before he knows it, he's really left the authentic woman. He's messed over her instead of working it out and put a bad taste in her mouth. And then when he get with this woman, he realized that this was all a facade. This bitch ain't shit. And I'm telling you, it happens every day. Dog, what happened to this? She don't even do this no way. Because it's like just a competition, and people put on facades. The same way with men, right? The same way with men, you have to be very, very careful. Okay, because one of the last guys that I had started talking to, and I liked him a lot, and I was letting him come over to my studio. I let him come to my house. I don't let nobody hardly come to my damn house at all. Okay, because that's where I lay my head. And this is what was the deal breaker. I had never said anything about this, but to some of my friends, I was just too outdone. And I was like, and in my mind, I was like, dog, you know, he got a lot of stuff going for himself. He's a good old country boy, and I mean, he's handsome, all of that. And I promise y'all, one day, y'all, I think he was more so of a fan. I promise my heart to God, my heart dropped. I was sitting in my office, in my back office. He was like, "Can I come up to your office? You know, I'm back in town. Can I come over to your office to see you?" I was like, "Yeah," you know, excited to see him and stuff. And he was sitting there, and y'all, he was sitting across from me. And I looked up, I'm typing on my computer, and I look up at him. I kid you not, and my heart sank. This man had taken his wing out of his pants and was standing right in front of me. I said, "What the fuck you doing?" I ain't never wanted nobody the way I wanted you. I just want to know how you feel. I said, "You get your damn dick out of my face, y'all." I was hurt. I could not believe it. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? I had been thinking about him a lot. And he turned around and do that. So I guess he thought I was a whore or something. I don't know. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, I had been bigging him up and telling my friends, "Y'all met this guy. He's a nice guy." Have been talking to him. I mean, we was talking and going out, letting him come to my house. We had never did anything because I was still getting to know him. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, that just kind of sank my heart. I was like, I just really don't need to be dating at all. Because if that's what's out there, you know, what made him think he could do that to me? Pull his pants down in my damn office and stand in my face. Why? What was it about me that made him think that he could do that? And that's the type of stuff I think about. Like, is he mentally? Was he? I don't know. Like, I don't want to have to deal with folks like that. It says, find another 50-cent shake my. He lucky I didn't hit him. He lucky I didn't hit him. I thank God for delivering me, because he lucky I didn't hit him. It says, look at Vivica Fox up here talking about she wanted to date. Talking about she wanted to date, and she damn near 60. 50 Cent was her man, and she fumbled that thinking she could. Y'all think that she fumbled 50 cents? Y'all believe that? Yeah, that was foul. That nigga was wrong for that. He gonna call me later. That was it though. I lost. That was it. He gonna call me later that day. I'm sorry I did that to you. I ain't never want to have sex with nobody as bad as I want to have sex with you. I ain't had nothing to say. I was just really just outdone. Sounds like he was trying to speak. Yeah, I'm glad that happened, because it gave me the opportunity to see how he really was. All he had to do was wait. But I'm glad everything always happens the way that it should happen. Hey. Y'all know Riley going back home this weekend. I don't know how I feel about it. My sister called me and said, "Do you mind if I come and get Riley this weekend? I'm coming to get him this time for real." And I was like, yeah, I guess. She was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to get him." I don't know how I feel about that. He going for real this time. Tim, now you know niggas ain't waiting like that. Yeah, but he was wrong. Why would he do that to me? Why would he do something like that over at my office? Did I look like I mean, what did he see? It makes me think, I guess in the back of his mind, he thought I was some skeezer or something. Is that what he thought? I was completely, that's what I feel like he thought. I don't know. I thought that the man had respect for me. I thought he had respect for me, but I guess he didn't. Let's see. And that's why women, jumping in bed with men that they don't know. Like that. You just jumping in the bed with somebody. You don't know that person. It wasn't you per se. It was some of the women before you. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. And I think I was just more offended because he was real tall and I was sitting down. So if he so can you imagine him standing in front of me with his thing out? So I mean, it was so what was he expecting for me to do with you know, I don't even like thinking about what was he thinking that I was going, why would he stand in front? Yeah, listen, I don't even talk about that situation because it's just wild. Like that's the type of stuff that I'm scared of. Because what was going through his mind for him to stand in front of me like that? Lord have mercy. Oh, y'all terrible. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't do a lady like that. You don't do a lady like that. So at that point, that I was just really disappointed. I guess he knew it too because he called me. He was constantly apologizing. No, you already did it now. Why would you do that? It was so messed up. Like I said, we was vibing. I liked him and all of that. Why would he? I don't know. And then, what do you mean? What was he expecting? I don't know. I'm just saying, what made that thought go through his head? Why did he think that he could do me like that? And that's the kind of stuff that worried me because I was like, I've always presented myself as a lady. And then I was like, well, maybe I should not have let him come to my office. Maybe I started letting him, coming to my house and chilling out at my house and stuff. Maybe it made him maybe it made him think a certain way about me. I don't know. So that's why I really don't let nobody come to my house now. I mean, he seemed like, I don't know. He seemed like he was a cool guy, but he did that. We would laugh and have good conversation and stuff. Like he was real funny and all of that. I thought he was a cool guy. And I don't even trust nobody. I would let him come and pick, I would let him come and pick me up and stuff. Because I normally meet everybody everywhere because I'm like, I don't trust them. It was just so sad. Like I said, he lucky I didn't hit him because that was very insulting. And it came up from out of nowhere. So a lot of stuff started going through my mind. I was like, is he a sexual predator? Because it seemed like to me that's what predators do. Isn't that what predators do? That man was tall and good looking. I know darn well he was not there. He was probably already getting somewhere else. So I know he wasn't. He probably was a predator. I don't know. He lucky I didn't hit him because I spaz out on stuff like that. I think what people do, it could have been women like it could have been like women like before being easy. I don't know, but we had talked enough. We had started, dating, going out on dates and stuff. Whereas he knew how I was, so I never made him think that it was okay to do something like that. quiet, Remy. So that's why I say people have to know how to conduct themselves too. Yeah, he could have left. I'm telling you, he could have. He lucky I didn't hit him because it shocked me. I wasn't expecting that. I was looking at my computer. I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to him anymore after that. Because the only thing I kept thinking was, what if I had, been at his house or something, and he walked up to me and did something like that? Like, would he have? I don't know. Y'all know I worked for the police department, so I be having all these weird thoughts. I be having all these weird thoughts. I'm already paranoid about everything. Riley, please stop. You get on my nerve. Uh, what do you do to stop beggars? Say I was just about to ask you for $50. Do it every time. It works. I don't know, but having a man, that you just meet talk about, can you loan me $20? He got issues that I don't even. He already got too many issues, because if you ain't got $20, you got issues, and I'm not trying to deal with nothing like that. I'm not. Now maybe him coming to your house made him feel like he was like he was in like I don't know, because he never tried that in my house. I've had some weird situations, like guys to be weird, really weird. It's kind of scary to me. I get weirded out pretty quick too. And it's so funny because if they don't show enough interest, I go, okay, he ain't showing me no interest, so he ain't showing me enough interest, so he got something else going on. He's not interested. Because I know with guys, when they're interested in something, men are hunters by nature. If they want something, they let it be known that they want it, right? But then, like, if I like it when they show interest, but doing what he did, that's not showing interest. That was something else. And that's another thing. I think like some women ruin, a lot of women don't understand how they ruin they ruin it for other women being real easy and stuff like that. Hey, Duke man. No, no, no. Because if the man is too interested, the woman might say he's thirsty. I don't know about that, because if he's interested, if she's showing him some type of attention, if she's showing him attention, she's interested too. Okay, she's interested too. See, I don't know. I'm in my 40s now. Like I allowed a man to lead. I don't. I don't make assumptions because you have guys that play games all the time. Women be thinking that they're together, that they got something going, and women. That's why you have to ask questions. Okay, that's why you don't be jumping all in bed with no man and women to think they're together. And he'll say, I never said we together, and you giving him your heart and your sex and all of that. I never said that. So that's the reasons why, and as it should be, because my grandmother told me that I allow the man. I don't make no assumptions. I allow him to pursue me. I allow him to say this is what. Listen, hey, I want us to be exclusive. If I'm feeling the same way, okay. If I'm spending time with him, I probably already do feel the same way, but I'm not going to make assumptions and make a fool out of myself. Hey. Bye-bye. Oh, wow. That was a great call. um, it's dependent if the woman is sexually attracted to him. If she is sexually attracted to him, it's no rules. If she on the fence about him, everything about him will annoy her. Damn near. I don't know about that because I don't like leading people on either. I don't. It's not good to be played with. I don't want to make him think that if I'm not interested, I don't ever really want to make him think that he has a chance with me. I don't ever want to make him think that. So we have a friendship. I don't do friends with benefits. If you're gonna be getting in my bed, we exclusive. We together. That's it. It ain't no friends, no maybe. You is my dude. Oh, yeah, my phone is off of the chain. As soon as I get on here, it's off of. Now I've been reading and studying and looking at documentaries and stuff and studying stuff all day. Everything been cool. As soon as I get on here, and I got on here, I probably should have waited until I was gonna wait until I got over to the bonding company, but I was like, it always be busy over at the bonding company. So I wouldn't have time to be on here because I would be writing bonds and running to 201 Poplar and stuff. Um, it says meet. Well, it's a lot of friends with benefits in Memphis. That's why HIV is too. Yeah, I don't do. Hey. And what I notice is a lot of women feel like if they get with a man, they blow his mind and all of that. Without a commitment, then it will make him commit. It'll make him forget about everything that he had going on before her and commit. All she's doing is making a damn fool out of herself. So I think people need to be respectful and get understandings. Okay. So when guys, well, why are you talking to why are you talking to another guy? Well, you never said that you wanted us to commit. We have not had that conversation. Well, we talk on the phone every day. I'm coming to see, we seeing each other. Okay, well, but I'm not gonna make assumptions. I'm gonna wait for you to tell me what it is that we're doing. And if I feel the same way, that's what we're doing. I'm not gonna try to force nobody into nothing. But if you don't, you gonna miss something. I don't do that type of stuff no more. I'm not gonna wait around forever for you to tell me either, because it, like I said, men know what they want. So if you don't want to, you want friends with benefits. That means you want what I got without committing to me because you don't really want me. So what you're doing is you in the damn way of another man, and I'm not gonna allow that to happen. No, I don't do that no more. I did that in my 20s. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me. It hadn't happened, but like yeah, I had some stuff to go on with some guys early on, and I ain't never really dated but a few. And I remember me and one of my exes had broken up, and then we had gotten back together, and so we was going there, and he was gonna say, and I dogged that nigga ass out too. I'm telling y'all all my little stuff. He gonna say, "What you get mad at me for?" I ain't say this. How he said, "I ain't say we were back together." That's how he said, "A country bitch." I said, "Oh, okay. So you gonna try to pull that on me? Okay, I got you." That made me mad and say, "I can't stand for no man to play games like that." Ooh, I bet he regretted he said it. Oh, okay. Well, you sure didn't. You didn't say we was back together. You sure didn't. I went on and started dating somebody else. He was a little cool. He was a little cray cray too. He was a little cray cray. He was because he gonna say, yeah, I had drove by your house and I saw you. I was getting out of the car with one of my best friends. Yeah, I had that shotgun in the car with me too, and he wasn't lying either because he always talked about yeah. If I he was I'm glad that's over. Girl, that just happened to me. He said that we've been talking since January 11th. Said, huh? Okay, but I do think that I like him. Yeah, most guys are guarded. They play games like that to try to control the women. And women that are mature, emotionally mature, saying shit like that to try, and it's a defense mechanism. Yeah, I'm in control. You're gonna lose a good damn woman because it's certain stuff that a nigga say that piss me off. I'll never want to mess with him. Oh my God. Would the same thing be applied to women? Some women want all this pursuit with dates, gifts, and money up front with no commitment to. Well, I mean, if you're going out on dates and stuff, I mean, you're going out on dates. It's because you have an interest in her, right? But you never can tell with men. I mean, they might be taking you out on dates because they just want to have sex with you. You never know. I mean, I don't know. That's why I say there has to be some reconciliation because I think as women, we just have this preconceived notion withholding sex while giving sex to stuff. Oh my God, no, never, never. I would never do something like that. If I'm having sex with somebody else, that's the guy that I want to be with. I would never leave somebody else on. Now, not me, and be dating somebody and getting him to take me out. The guy that I'm having sex with is supposed to be doing that. If he can't provide me with that emotionally, I can't be with him. Dates, gifts, and money. Now, I don't give men no money. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. I was taught that ain't no man getting no damn money from me. I was taught that men are providers and protectors. But I'm gonna tell you something I love to do. I love to I like birthdays and stuff like that. And I don't go broke or anything like that. But I be listening to paying attention to a guy that I'm dating, what he likes. And then I think that you should, make each other happy for holidays and birthdays and stuff. Or if you know that man mess with you the long way and he is good to you, if you always go, dog, I know he would. This right here is something I want him to have this. But that man is good to you, he messes with you the long way. It ain't no issues with that. But as far as, baby, can't you go in your savings and give me $2,000? Bitch, you out your mind. I would think, I mean, you have to, those are red flags. That's somebody that's trying to get over on you. And women be giving it to them. These women act like something is wrong with them. You don't see a man now. They going back home to their women. Come Thanksgiving, they're gonna be hanging around again, and that's so they know Christmas is in December, and they know income taxes in January. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. A ninja can get a taco with no sauce or cheese. That's it. No, I like to cook. I don't mind cooking a dinner for somebody that I like, because if you really like them, they want to be going out all the time. You go, no, let me cook. It's different when you really feeling them. Let me cook something this time and we stay in. You be wanting to feel that male energy at that time. Let's stay in. Let's not go out. I'll cook. I ain't giving them nothing but a heart. Oh, she said, I'm talking about a man that you already know that you could depend on. A man that messes with you the long way. Let me see. Let me see something. I ordered something. It ain't came in the mail yet. And I have to be watching. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. Be quiet, Remy. Oh, okay. Y'all know I'm a purse. I ordered me a purse, and I got to thinking about I need to check and see where it said. I'm kind of scared. Folks will steal purses like that out the mail. ZK says, I'm over the whole dating scene. I know it's some good guys out there. You just have to be patient. That's why I was saying, look, I'm getting ready to trip y'all out now. I hate that guy did that, because he gonna take his thing out and put it in my face, because it was big. I would have enjoyed him later on. Oh, y'all, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh. But it was. Dialogue says, well, that's where this stalemate would be in the community. The expectations are through the roof from the men. He was from the backwoods. He was from the country. He was from the he was from the backwoods. So I said, I guess that myth is true. He didn't give me. Anyways, no, I ain't gonna get too much into that. Hold on, y'all. I'm joking, y'all. Shoot, Riley, you is doing too much. Shoot, making me glad you is leaving. Come on here, Remy. I'm gonna put y'all outside. Y'all doing too much. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Let me check my chicken in the oven. mercy. The ghetto dogs in the neighborhood. Miss T sound like me. My bundles be stopping in Memphis from my vendor, and I be nervous. Yeah, he knew better. He was wrong to do that. I don't know what. Like I said, it hurt my feelings because I was like, dog, what? I thought that he was really. I thought something else. I didn't. It just kind of let me know he looked at me as a skeezer or something. I don't know, or how he looked at the rest of them, but it wasn't that at all. See, I messed around and waited kind of late to put my chicken on in the oven. And I thought about it. I was like, because I was gonna grill, and I was like, no, I got some. I'll just bake me some legs. But I forget it takes those legs a long time to bake. I don't have patience. So yeah, that was just foolishness. You don't try to treat me like I'm some whore. I can't understand though, with all of these diseases and stuff going around, why oh, you know what? One of my somebody that I know, she was like, you should do a show on how is it that I'm putting it out here, somebody else will do it now. How is it that the side chick is becoming the main chick? She was like, I see that so much now, like the side chick is becoming the main chick, and the girl that he's living with is kind of just letting him make her a side chick, or the wife is becoming the side chick. It's like, it's weird. Hey. Y'all, they barking at the people back there at the lake. That gets on my nerves so bad. And I know they say we ghetto. Y'all stop. Now the little puppies fight. The antibiotics are resistant to these new STDs, STIs too. Yeah, that's because they're going in the laboratory and making up a lot of this stuff. These diseases. They're using people as guinea pigs and stuff. I was looking at something. I was looking at I forget, it was on YouTube, because I be looking at some of everything, and on that blog they was talking about some of the antibiotics that's used, and the doctor was saying that penicillin, penicillin was one of the strongest antibiotics that was out there that could basically take out anything, but doctors don't even prescribe penicillins anymore. They prescribe like other antibiotics that's less they want to get on. I'm telling you, they getting on the show too. The dogs get on my nerves so bad, barking at them folks back there. That's less effective, like than penicillin. And if you think about it, you don't even hear people talk about penicillin anymore. So doctors don't, and they said he was saying that doctors say that they don't, they tell their patients they don't prescribe penicillin because either it's not effective or it harms the body, when penicillin had been used since forever, for years and years and years, that was curing everything. But they don't really want that to happen, so they use less effective stuff. ZK says she's allergic to penicillin. Amoxicillin. He says, "What's up? Can I get a oh yeah, daddy pink Boberto?" Oh, and penicillin be messing up women's birth control. Yeah, I wish I would have had 6 babies. I always wanted to have some triplets. I always wanted to have triplets, and I wanted to have boys. I wanted to have, because I already had my girls, I wanted to have 3 triplets, identical triplets. I always did. And I had said, because I know oftentimes, hey, stop all of this craziness. I said stop. Damn puppies over there fighting hell. And I know that in order to get multiple births and stuff like that, oftentimes like your doctor put you on fertility drugs. And if I had gotten married, I would have gotten on fertility drugs so I could have multiple births at one time. She said my best friend had twins. Oh, we have a few twins in our family. They like skip generations. Yeah, we had a few twins. Triplets with Tam in Tennessee, the new show on T. I'm telling you, I would have loved it. Oh my God, having 3 boys. I always wanted to have like 6 children, and I wanted to live. I want to live in like something similar to the country with a lot of land, so I can plant my own foods. And of course, the next time that when I move, the lake is gonna have to have fish in it, so that I can fish and stuff, or send my husband back there and fish. So I think it's some truth to that. But in our family, there we have fraternal twins. I don't think we have any identical twins in our family. Yeah. Yeah. I used to always say that. One of my one this I have some friends that lives in New Orleans, and I used to always post on my Facebook page that that I wanted to have twins. And one of the ladies, like she wanted, for some reason she wanted me to date her son so bad. She used to she would post, or she would send me a message, "You want twins? It's twins that run in our family. So if you date my son, you'll probably end up having some twins." I said, maybe. I said, maybe. Me and her son never dated, though. You have them, they're showing out right now. They showing out bad. They've been quiet. And I get on here, my daughter started calling, then the dog started acting a darn fool. But I always wanted to have triplets. I get to thinking about, like, I've gotten older, and let's see. No, I couldn't do it now. Not unless I had if I wouldn't do it. I can't carry no babies, especially not 3. And you hear people talk about, well, folks be carrying babies, women like white women and Hispanic women be getting pregnant at 45. Absolutely not. But I don't know, maybe a surrogate, if I meet, when I meet my husband, and if If he wants some, no, I don't know, because I be liking guys older than me. So I don't think I would meet somebody that want children. Because anybody I date, be in their 50s and stuff, I know they don't want no children. What if my husband wants some kids? That's what I'm just saying. Like the guys that I be dating, being like their late 40s, their early 50s, I know they're not gonna want any children. I mean, I think like in the back of my mind, if I was to get married, even though I'm saying no, if I get a husband say, you know, baby, I want some kids. I want us to have some kids. I don't know if that would be easy for me, for my body. I think though I would be a little excited because I would be like, well, let's look at a surrogate. I don't know. But I don't think a guy in his 50s would want any children. I'm going to tell you that right now. They don't want no kids because all of their kids are grown. They be on their grandchildren. Oh my gosh. She said, I know someone expecting quads right now. Wow. He said, but the surrogate is just the medical side chick. See, I would have issues too with that because I would want for my husband to bond with the baby and all of that. I ain't gonna get ready to let my husband be rubbing on no, that's not gonna happen. He can't rub the belly of the surrogate because that's not gonna happen. He can't bond with another woman. They have 3 kids already. Oh wow. How old are they, Ashley? See, I wish I had just met the right person and just had my tribe of kids, because I always wanted 3 boys and 3 girls, and I wanted for my boys to be triplets. That's what I wanted. I know that's weird, but that's what I wanted. That's right, no touch. Oh, okay, she's a little younger. My doctor said I still be ovulating, like everything still work. But I date guys older than me, so they wouldn't want no children. Oh, Sherry Shepherd. She got a surrogate, ended up divorcing the husband, and now she's paying child support. Oh, wow. So he ended up getting a baby? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Marriage. You getting? I don't know. Sherry was probably got married to that man because she felt like she was getting older. She wanted to have a child, and that's probably it. And he just wasn't the person for her. said, Tam, maybe the Sweet D office dude could have been a potential daddy. He could have been. He had see, I like the fact that he was a hard worker. He had built a business for himself, and he built it with sweat and tears. Like he worked extremely hard. I like that about him. And he was very hands-on with his children, and his kids were like teenagers. And I thought about that, especially when I started spending more time with them. I was like, women think about all of that. I was watching. I was like, he seems to be a good father. He's very he seems to be very, very involved in like what I have going on. He was smart. He was country, but he was smart as far as business wise. He was. Now, the only thing that I probably didn't really like about him is that he was real, real flashy. Like, I like guys that act like they used to something, but he had came from nothing. So I guess he had the right to do that. I don't know, but me, I'm real low key with stuff. I'm not flashy at all. He would have been. And my spirit tells me that he was good in bed. I just believe that he was. You can't have all what he had and not be. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm just playing. Oh my God, I'm just kidding. The husband has the kids. House, car, MLGW, pension, and all that. Yes. I'm telling you. I like guys that present stability. I like that. They take, I love that. When I know that they're stable, I like that. Shoot. Y'all, my little puppies is showing out so bad. Well, y'all, I think I got to get on a conference call with my attorney. So let me get off of here because she said 6:30, and it's that now. I wish I could stay on longer, but I got to let me get on a conference call with her. I love you guys. I enjoyed. Maybe when I get, like, if it's not really busy, because I'm gonna be over at the bonding company a little later. For like 3 hours or something like that. So maybe I'll get on if it's not busy. What's tonight? Is it Wednesday night? I was going to say it may not be busy, but shit, it'd be busy. It'd be busy all the nights. Folks going in and out of jail, they don't do nothing but drop them off and they get right back out. So anyways, you guys, I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.